Yesterday, ICE was seen at a construction site doing an immigration raid. Over 100 people were detained. This happened in the Tallahassee area. Please note that the people that were being targeted were workers, construction workers who were doing a job. They were not violent criminals on the run. They were working. Here's a news article from Fox 26. People just trying to do their jobs, make a living, support their families, grow our state. Who's going to finish that construction job now? Be aware and be safe.
A massive ICE raid took place at a construction site near Florida State University. Over 100 people were detained. The official line is that it's an ongoing investigation. But people on the ground were saying that legal citizens were cuffed and detained too. Let me say that again. According to witness reports, legal citizens with documentation were also allegedly detained. The agencies involved claim that they were just executing multiple warrants, but people are reporting that no warrants were ever served. So yet again, another case of no due process, just rounding people up. Now, this wasn't just ICE. Florida Highway Patrol, U.S. Marshals, and Homeland Security investigations. They were also involved. They rolled up pretty deep. But no one is saying why, and as of right now, they're not releasing any names or charges.
They didn't expect it. Nobody ever does. One moment they were mixing cement, cutting tiles, laying foundation for a building. And the next they were surrounded, not by co-workers, not by inspectors, but by ICE agents, detaining them one by one in front of their tools, their friends, and their futures. Hello guys, welcome back to the channel, Trending Pulse Worldwide. I hope you're doing well. My name is Amy. You already know I bring you stories that hit differently. Not just headlines, but real moments affecting real people. And what happened in Tallahassee this week? It was one of those moments. We are talking about a massive ICE immigration raid that shook a Florida construction site, leaving families devastated and an entire community asking, why them? So let's break it all down and you'll see the videos for yourself. After that, I'll be back to share my thoughts and I really want to hear yours too. Let's dive into the videos.
So a workplace in Tallahassee, Florida was shut down the day after they were found to have illegal immigrants working for them. And you would say, why was it shut down? Now, while I don't say their work isn't hard work, their work is displacing American workers from having jobs in America. Now, these companies like to skirt around the laws just in order for a profit. Now, we see the home quality and the quality of homes built in America over the last 30 years. And the only thing I could attribute it to is fast-working, lower-waged workers. Florida being the last state that you should be hiring illegal workers, and these boys need sent back to where they came from. That's not racist. That's not an agenda. That's just the fact that we are getting lower quality homes built in America because we can undercut the American workers. Now that these things have been in place, thanks to Donald Trump, we should see change in America.
Y'all, did y'all see in Tallahassee how they got all them immigrants running? Like, ICE got all them immigrants running, like they over there getting everybody, like, oh my God, like it was so sad. Like, it ain't even funny, like, I feel so bad for them people. Like literally the people is running. They asking everybody for IDs. Like if you got ID, they give you a something, whatever. I don't know. That none of my business. My business is these people running. Like I feel bad for them people. And now the construction workers, they finna people finna be scared to go work.
You know how much planning it takes to raid a construction site and detain over 100 hardworking men, fathers, sons, husbands, who are all just trying to survive, to contribute to the economy, to provide for their families. Truly, just think about it, how much time, energy, and effort it takes to coordinate this. The amount of planning, surveillance, paperwork, to raid a construction site when there's actually real problems in the world. But you say, I want to go after the criminals, but somehow the only criminals that you're going after are hardworking people. Like, make it make sense. Showing up to work sites, showing up to immigration appointments, detaining children. It doesn't make sense. It infuriates me. It makes me sad. I experience so many emotions. This world is truly evil, and my heart just goes out to all the families whose fathers, sons, and husbands did not make it home.
Recently, ICE conducted a raid at a job site in Tallahassee. It's all over social media. They sent a shit ton of agents in, rounded up a bunch of workers, arrested them, put them on buses, and took them away. I first saw this on another social media app, and it was being shared by people I know who literally only exist because they live off of government assistance. Hardcore right-wing Trump supporters who are full-blown on the Trump train. Everything Trump does is right. Everything Trump does is great. Trump's your daddy. Trump 2028 and beyond. The whole 9 yards, right? They live completely off of... She lives completely off of government assistance. Her kids, her adult children, live completely off of government assistance. So her grandkids live completely off of government assistance. Her friends live off of government assistance. And they are cheering the mass deportation of people working their asses off to generate the tax revenue it takes to cover the federal assistance that these people need to survive.
So let me break it down a little bit. At a major construction site near Florida State University, ICE agents carried out a surprise workplace raid early in the morning, and over 100 workers were detained, and most of them were Latino men, immigrants from Honduras, Mexico, Nicaragua, and Guatemala. And they weren't hiding, they weren't causing problems. They were guys wearing safety helmets and reflective vests, clocking in for work like they do every day. And some had been with their company for years, but this time the trucks that pulled up weren't carrying supplies. They were ICE vehicles. And videos started surfacing online almost immediately, workers being lined up, questioned, and taken away in handcuffs. Their hard hats left on the ground. Now, it seemed the entire raid was planned, and ICE says they were investigating illegal hiring practices. But what it looked like was a coordinated sweep targeting vulnerable people with little to no warning, and the emotional fallout immediately. Now, the good thing is the Tallahassee community didn't stay silent. Protesters showed up hours later, many holding signs saying no human is legal and deportation is not the solution. Students from the university even joined, demanding answers about what happened on campus property. One woman said, "My uncle was working on that site. He sends money back home every week. He's not a criminal, he's a provider." And online, some people were heartbroken, sharing stories about their own family members who had gone through the same thing. Others were furious, pointing fingers at DeSantis. But not everyone was against the raid. A small group supported it, saying, "If you're in the country legally, you're taking a risk." Still, many pushed back hard. So let me get this straight. You ignore white-collar crime and go after the guys laying bricks in the sun for $15 an hour? The worst part is, these weren't criminals. These weren't people hiding out in basements. They were builders, workers, fathers. They were out there doing the very job this country depends on, but rarely wants to talk about. We all want borders to be respected, but is this the way? Because what I saw in those videos, that wasn't just a raid. That was trauma. That was people watching their loved ones disappear without even a phone call. I really want to know what you think about this. So let's have a real conversation in the comments, because I know a lot of you have strong opinions on this, on both sides. So guys, thank you so much for watching and being here, fam. I know some stories are heavier than others, but it's important that we talk about them together. And if you got something from this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It really helps more people see these stories and be part of the conversation. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.